What is up, you guys? It's Sam again, and it's the F Body Fix. Like I said, I was going to make a video kind of going more over the Camaro, what's been done, what's in store for it in the future, more about myself, kind of my background, and then we'll also dive into how it's been going with drag racing, and I just have so much to talk about. So, I guess first things first, let's talk about the Camaro. So this is a 1998 Camaro SS. It is still a stick shift, and I plan on keeping it that way. It's a 6 speed. Um, I got her. It's probably been about 4.5, 5 years since I've owned her. I picked her up. She was a, let's see, I think she had between 2 to 3 owners before me. And then I finally got her. And when I did, we knew that it needed some work, just to put around town in. But I had other plans in store. I was like, no, we're gonna make it a fun car, a fun street car, and now it's slowly becoming a full on drag car. So it's been quite the journey so far. Um, so one of the things that I wanted to do was put a cam in it, right? You love the chop. I don't know anybody that doesn't love the chop. And so I wanted that. I wanted something aggressive, but something that was obviously going to be used down the road. So, my cam that I have in here, it's the MS3 cam. It's a Magic Stick cam. And they love nitrous. So I put that in there. We also went ahead and refreshed the whole engine. New rocker arms, new piston rings. We went with the Texas Speed PRC ASCAS 220 heads. Did the Texas Speed intake manifold. Did A and N fuel lines. Um, and then I put in like LS3 in style ejectors. And then we did ARH headers for it. I did the Speed Engineering True Dual exhaust. Um, I did upgrade to a chromoly drive shaft that I got from Pem Racing, which is local to us. They were great, and they have a wonderful reputation. Um, I did the Ford 9-inch from Quick Performance with 430 gears. That was super fun and such a saga. Like it was a lot of work, but I'm so glad it's installed. Um, and then for the rest of my suspension, went ahead and did Viking double adjustable coilovers all the way around. Did the Midwest chassis torque arm, the rear anti-roll bar. I have the TBM XS3 brakes on the front. I'm trying to think what else, anything I'm missing. As far as my transmission, went ahead and upgraded to it's considered a level 2 plus, I guess. We did billet keys, billet forks, replaced all the gears, synchros. It does have a Viper style second gear in it now. Um, Trying to think what else I'm missing. As far as the interior goes, went ahead and did a 6-point roll cage from Midwest Chassis. We did install that here in the garage. That was a pain in the butt, but we did that here. Got a Kirky seat, got an MPI steering wheel. I have launch control. And as far as it was tuned with HP tuners. I did that because I stole my husband's ECU, stuck it in here because it's a 99. Because the 98 was garbage, so went ahead and changed that up too. Um, and then pretty much left like the carpet's still in there. And the passenger seat, because for race day I needed that, so that's still in there. Ooh, yeah. The SLP style grill. I think I got that from Hawk's third gen. Upgraded the headlamps. These have been way better. Um, and yeah, so and oh yeah, okay, we can't forget nitrous. It's still new to me. So did wire up and install a nitrous kit on here. Went with the progressive controller. Um, and I can spray, up to 150 shot. We talked about maybe doing 200, but we'll see. We have not yet got to actually spray her. Um, Not yet. And that kind of it became like a cluster because started installing my nitrous kit like a little bit before race day was coming up. And then with life, working, having kids, a lot of things get in the mix. And that really delayed us, and we were still working on it, even up to when we were getting ready to load up the car and finally bring it to the track. So that was kind of a nightmare on our end, and it was a lot of firsts for us. I know my husband hasn't wired up nitrous in like a really long time, and I've never dabbled in it before. And so it was a very challenging experience, I guess, for us, like rushing to get it done, and making sure that it was safe and drivable. Um, but we never got to spray it for race day. We already kind of we had the odds against us, and we were very underprepared. I was a little naive about it, and it definitely humbled me, and made me realize like how much actually goes into having a car ready to take it to a drag race, having it go down the track, and etc. etc. So really, my plan now is to get the car dialed in, start bringing it down to some local tracks here, and getting it more ready, um, to be able to race more consistently and better, and then finally introduce it to nitrous, because it's wired up and ready to go, and just kind of have more fun with it. I went ahead and like this past December, I bought a 6 liter block, so an LS3 or an LS2. I'm sorry, I wanted an LS3, but did the LS2, and then I bought some Darton sleeves that I'm gonna have my machinist put in for me, and then make it more towards a boost application, and potentially nitrous as well. We will see when that time comes, and that's stuff that I'm gonna save for down the road for us to talk about, and all that good stuff. So with that being said, so now you know more about my Camaro, um, and I'll make it kind of short and sweet about who I am and my background and stuff like that. So let's see. My government name is Samantha, but I go by Sam. Yes, I have lots of tattoos. I'm about 50% covered. Um, and where did cars come from? Well, I guess you could say it all started from when I was a child. I spent a lot of time with my dad, and no offense, Dad, because he'll probably watch this video, but he's never like fixed a car or worked on a car. Okay, that's not where it came from. It got me very interested in cars because all of his tow trucks were stick shifts. And I was like, man, I want to learn how to drive a manual. And that does end up happening, and it kind of goes hand in hand. And when growing up, I was pretty much like a tomboy. I always wanted to play with cars. I had the biggest Hot Wheels collection when I was little. And, I loved playing in the dirt, and I loved hanging out with the boys. And so that kind of just like, laid the foundation as I was getting older. And then by the time I was in high school, I took an automotive program. And that's where I did my first engine and transmission swap at like 16 years old, which was pretty cool. It was in my Honda CRX. Yes, I was into imports. I still love them. It's just now as I am becoming older, I realize I want to try other things and I want to see what it's like. And, this was completely different than what I was used to. And so it's been a lot of fun. Very challenging at sometimes, because there's things that I learn as I go as well. And it's just been really, really fun. So, anywho, did all that. I was a mechanic for over 10 years. And then once we wanted to have a family, I got out of it, but obviously I'm still in it. And that's how I ended up meeting my husband. Was we were both techs, and that was at that time that was awesome because it was cool to compare who pulled more time, because we were flat rate and um, talking about different challenges we experienced throughout the day, like what cars we were working on, stuff like that. And it was a lot of fun, and then it kind of just all fell together. Um, and so, yeah, that's kind of a little bit about me and the Camaro. And I hope to continue drag racing, and I hope to get better. I will say the only positive that came out of the race, which my husband, I think he was even slightly impressed, is even though the odds were all against us, my shift light wasn't working. It was a total cluster. I did shave a second off each time that I went back to race. So that was pretty cool. For never being on a track, never, being a driver at a track, let alone, first time for all of it. That was an accomplishment. So that was cool. Um, but yeah, so stick around. I will do a video about my husband's Trans Am, and I'm gonna get him to sit down and talk about it, and then we'll do a video together, hopefully. But that's that's about it. So thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button, like, share, comment. All the good things that will help this channel grow and help us grow. And hopefully here soon, I will be making a video about something that we need to fix on the Camaro. I've already kind of dropped a hint, but need to mess with that. And then I don't, it's supposed to rain this Friday, so I don't know if we're going to be able to go to the track, but here soon we are going to go down, and I hope to bring you guys along for that. So be watching, okay? All right, take care.